Welcome to Liverpool fans. Today we've got the latest updates of your beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started. Liverpool fans rejoice at Klopp's return to Anfield, call for him to replace Slot as head coach. The city of Liverpool was once again alive with energy, emotion, and the unmistakable rhythm of belief as Jurgen Klopp, the man who transformed dreams into trophies, made his long-awaited return to Anfield. For fans who had been longing for his presence since his departure at the end of last season, this moment felt like the return of a legend. Not just a football manager, but the beating heart of the club itself. When Klopp walked onto the Anfield pitch, the reaction was electric. Thousands of fans erupted in cheers, chants of "You'll never walk alone" filled the air, and banners bearing his name waved proudly in the Kop. For many, this was more than nostalgia. It was a rekindling of hope. Klopp's grin, that familiar fist pump, and his emotional connection to the supporters reminded everyone of what made his era so special. In the hours following his appearance, social media exploded with excitement. Hashtags like Klopp returns and a bring back Klopp trended across X, formerly Twitter, as fans around the world celebrated his brief but powerful return. Yet beneath the joy lay a louder message, a growing demand from supporters for Klopp to reclaim his position as Liverpool's head coach. "Klopp made us believe again," wrote one lifelong supporter. "The passion, the unity, the fight. We've lost that since he left. Slot is a decent coach, but he's not Klopp." Another fan echoed the sentiment, posting, "It's not just about results, it's about identity. Klopp is Liverpool. No one can replace what he brought to this club." A legacy that transformed a club. To understand why fans are calling for Klopp's return, one must revisit what he built. When he first arrived in October 2015, Liverpool were a team struggling for consistency. Within a few years, he transformed them into one of the most dominant forces in world football. Under his leadership, Liverpool reached 3 Champions League finals, lifted the trophy in 2019, and ended a 30-year wait for the Premier League title in 2020. But Klopp's influence extended far beyond silverware. He created a culture, a family, rooted in belief, passion, and unity. Players who once seemed ordinary blossomed under his guidance. The high-pressing, relentless style known as gegenpressing became Liverpool's trademark, and the atmosphere at Anfield became a fortress feared by every opponent. Even rivals respected what Klopp achieved. His humility, humour, and authenticity earned admiration across the football world. "He changed Liverpool forever," said former captain Jordan Henderson. "He made us believe that anything was possible." So when Klopp announced his decision to step down last season, citing exhaustion and the need for rest, the news hit supporters like a thunderbolt. Tears filled the stands during his final game. Banners reading "Danke Jürgen" stretched across the Kop, and the farewell parade felt less like an ending and more like a promise, a bond that would never be broken. The Slot era and growing discontent. After Klopp's emotional departure, Liverpool turned to Arne Slot, the highly rated Dutch coach who had impressed at Feyenoord. The club's board envisioned a smooth transition, a continuation of high-pressing football with a new tactical edge. At first, optimism surrounded Slot's appointment. Players spoke positively about his training methods, and the team showed flashes of exciting football. But as the months passed, inconsistency crept in. Key players struggled for form, defensive organisation waned, and the team's once feared intensity seemed to fade. While Slot remains tactically competent and respected within the club, the emotional connection between the fans and the manager hasn't flourished. Anfield crowds have grown quieter, and social media discussions have turned critical. "Slot is doing his best, but it feels like we're missing the soul of Liverpool," said one supporter outside the stadium. With Klopp, every game felt like a battle for pride. Now it feels like a routine match day. Liverpool's mixed start to the season, dropping points against mid-table sides and struggling to maintain momentum in key fixtures, has only fueled frustration. For many fans, Klopp's brief return felt like a reminder of the standards they once enjoyed. A return that rekindled emotion. Klopp's visit to Anfield was not planned as a managerial comeback, Reports suggest he was attending a charity event organised by the LFC Foundation, where he surprised attendees by walking onto the pitch during halftime of a Legends match. Yet the emotional impact was instant and immense. Supporters greeted him with thunderous applause. The Kop broke into a spontaneous rendition of "Allez, allez, allez," and Klopp, visibly moved, placed his hand over his heart. Cameras captured his eyes glistening with tears as he waved to the fans who had given him everything. In his brief address, he thanked supporters for their love and reminded them of the club's enduring strength. "Liverpool is about people," Klopp said, "about passion, fight, and never giving up. Whatever happens, this club will always stand tall." But his words, meant to inspire unity, only reignited the longing. Within hours, countless fan pages and forums were buzzing with speculation. Could Klopp actually return? Would the board consider it if results continued to decline under Slot? Voices from the Kop. The calls for Klopp's reinstatement are not universal, but they are loud and emotional. Many fans argue that Slot deserves more time to implement his philosophy, noting that even Klopp took several seasons before winning major trophies. However, the sentiment that something is missing under Slot has become impossible to ignore. "I respect Slot," said a supporter on a popular fan podcast. But when Klopp left, it felt like the heart of the club went with him. When he returned, even for a few minutes, it was like we could breathe again. Others took a more pragmatic view. "We can't keep living in the past," another fan commented. "Klopp gave us the best years of our lives, but football moves forward. If he wants to rest, let's respect that." Still, the emotional majority believes the story isn't over. "He said he needed a break, not that he was finished," wrote one post that received over 20,000 likes. "Maybe he just needed time to recharge. Maybe this is fate calling him home." What the future holds, for now, Liverpool's ownership group, Fenway Sports Group, FSG, continues to back Arne Slot publicly. Sources close to the club insist there are no plans to make a managerial change. Klopp himself has not given any indication that he wishes to return to full-time coaching. At least not yet. However, football has a way of defying expectations. History is filled with managers who return to clubs where they once became legends, from Zinedine Zidane at Real Madrid to Jose Mourinho at Chelsea. Klopp's deep connection with Liverpool makes such a scenario feel less like fantasy and more like destiny waiting for the right moment. Analysts have noted that Klopp's influence on the modern Liverpool setup remains strong. Many of the players he developed, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker, still lead the team, carrying his spirit and tactical DNA. Even the club's training routines and leadership structures still reflect his philosophy. If Klopp were ever to return, it wouldn't just be a managerial appointment, it would be a revival of identity. Anfield's eternal bond. What makes this story truly remarkable is not whether Klopp returns, but how deeply he remains woven into the fabric of Liverpool Football Club. From the streets of Anfield to the pubs of Merseyside, his name still echoes with reverence. Murals bearing his image still adorn city walls. Children still wear caps and glasses in his likeness. For Liverpool fans, Klopp is not just a former coach, he is part of who they are. His laughter, his passion, his famous touchline celebrations. These moments defined a generation. And as his brief return reminded everyone, love like that never fades. Whether Klopp ever stands on the touchline again or not, the story between him and Liverpool is far from over. For now, the chants of Jurgen Klopp continue to ring out, not in mourning, but in gratitude, and in hope that one day, the man who made them dream might once again lead them to glory.